Gray and to Missy Elliott, and the audience was up and screaming, and I thought, oh, this is going to score well, and the judges was like, we didn't get why you had to do three characters. So once again, since contestants are usually like, what are the judges looking for? I called up Katia and I said, you know what, I have this idea. Why don't I just do a monologue talking about the category? You need to help me get a dialogue together. So we chatted on the phone for a couple of hours, got a dialogue together, sent it to this queen in Texas, and mixed it up. And I said, this is going to be a really wonderful solo talent. And except for that divine flash in my eye when I first threw up the baton, I thought it went pretty well. I was very pleased. That was my hardest category, in my opinion. Last night seemed like an easy night to me.
Now hard because the short time frame, or?
Well, the transitions, I'm talking and I have to talk to the judges, and I'm going in the bag and I have to make sure that I pull everything off and it doesn't look like it's rushed, and that made it challenging, and I'm glad that it all pulled together, so yeah.
What makes you happy?
What makes me happy is that I'm able to have a positive impact on others. I think that's what life is about positively impacting others through, in this case, America pageantry, through my academic career at the University of Toledo, through my work for Planned Parenthood, working in family planning. By positively impacting people and having some type of an effect on a person, I think that makes you very noticeable. It makes you charismatic. People see that you're sincere. And my goal for Miss America comes from the heart. And for other contestants and people alike, that's just very, very plain and simple to see. You're welcome.
Have you competed in any other systems?
Yes, I did. When I first started doing drag, I used to enter every pageant in a handbasket. Dibbled at Ohio US of A, dibbled at Miss Gay Black Ohio and Black America pageantry systems, dibbled in Ohio EOI a couple of times. But then, it was really that looking at Brandy Alexander and Sally Jesse Raphael, to having her talk about Miss America, that had a really good effect on me as a kid. I didn't know, that I was gay at the time, or that I would even be competing. And looking at as I got older, I figured, I really like looking like a man. I work out, I'm a personal trainer, taking care of myself and lifting weights, and at the same time, I love putting on a dress. That's the America system. So I dabbled in the America system 4 years ago, and I have been rooted in it ever since. I don't compete in any other national pageant because this is my goal. So instead of going from this pageant to that pageant to that pageant, pull all of your resources into the one dream and goal that you want, and you maximize on your assets and you limit your liabilities. And the judges and everyone sees that that is your goal because I'm not bouncing all over the place.
With the transition to the new owners, are you seeing positive changes now? Do you feel we're going in the right direction?
The system has always been going in the right direction. Like my solo talent, this pageant is an evolution. It's been going on for 3.5 decades. This is the 35th Miss Gay America. As we changed range, my package is very much a statement of that. I brought a very different solo talent, something different and fresh for talent. A very inspiring gown. I'm sitting here talking with you in interview. Norma Christie picked up that torch. She didn't want to take that torch, so she passed on that torch. And that was very humble of him to go ahead and pass the torch to two capable, very young men who'd like to keep the system going. So I think it's a very positive change. And the testament alone of 50 contestants is proof of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Of the people that you've met here this week, the contestants, just kind of take yourself out of it and put yourself in our position. Just give me a couple of names that you think would make a good Miss Americas.
Besides yourself.
Beside myself, truly I could not answer that question. From the judge's perspective, as Larry and Terry have probably told you, the best candidate, whether it is a veteran. We have an eclectic blend of contestants. If I had to go with veterans, I would go with my sister Cody Collins because I've spoken with her a lot and we've connected intimately. I've performed with her in different benefits and things. If I had to go with a fresh new face, I would go with Alyssa or Luscious. Luscious and I are like soul sisters. We talk almost every week. It's funny, we've both competed in America Pageantry for 3 years, and we have been in the same group all the time that we've competed, and so we've really bonded. I would go with either of those two choices because they're very, they're very fresh. There's something new, there's something exciting, and Cody, I worship her, all the different character illusions, because I like my character illusions, and someone who perfects that, I think in itself is a talent. I enjoyed watching her finals night last year, and I've just been inspired by all of them.
That was our signal that we're almost through. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you'd like to leave us with?
Just that I'm honest, I'm fun. I think I'm just what this system needs. I'm not perfect, I don't claim to be perfect, but I'm hardworking. I'm something tangible that other contestants can relate to. I'm goal-oriented, awe-inspiring, someone who motivates. I have skills in development and fundraising, help the system raise money to keep it going in the positive direction, and to bring more contestants. I'm all about the contestants, because without the contestants, you will never have a Miss Gay America. That is all I'd like to leave you with.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This has been really great.
Thank you, Dwayne. Good luck. We'll see you later on. All right, sir.
Definitely. Have a good
Pleasure.
afternoon. Thank you so much. Y'all have a hard job, so I look forward to talking with you and critiques at the conclusion of the pageant.
Thanks.
Have a good afternoon. Thank
Bye-bye
you.
now.
I'm Steve Hill, also known as Chanel Carrington.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Just give us a little bio and we'll go from there.
Okay, like I said, I'm Steve Hill. I'm 33 years old. I'm a human resource director for a department store in St. Louis. I'm the youngest of two. My brother is married and has 3 kids who I absolutely adore and love. I spend a lot of free time with them, with friends, with family. I love my job. I spend a lot of time doing my full-time job, and then do a lot of work in drag. Really enjoy that part of it. It kind of is an escape from my stress in my full-time job, kind of getting away from all of that. So it's really nice. I do enjoy doing it.
How did you select your gown?
Actually, it was designed by Tamara Mahorning for Miss Missouri. I went to her and said, I want something different. I want something with a lot of color. And so she designed it. We kind of decided how to place the colors on that. We got with Sequence Queen, and they designed it and actually have put it on their website as something that they sell and make now. I like it. It's different. It's kind of bold, but I like the color. So that's kind of how it came about.
Good.
I'm dying to ask about your solo talent. How did you choose that, and how do you feel about that?
When I first started doing drag, a lot of people said that I looked like Bette Midler, and so that's kind of something that I've decided to make as kind of my signature. I did Bette Midler the last 2 years that I was at Miss Missouri, and so I decided that's how I wanted. That's one of the acts that I wanted to do. I do a little bit of comedy, as I'm sure you saw by my talent number last night, but when I do something serious, I enjoy doing Bette.
What makes you happy?
I would have to say being with friends, spending time with my family and with friends. As I said, my job is extremely stressful, and I enjoy just getting away and just having fun with people and not thinking about that, and just sitting around and laughing and joking and just having a good time. And so being with friends makes me the happiest that I think I can be.
Having completed all of your onstage categories and looking back at it today, is there anything that you would go back and change?
No, not really. The last couple of days have been stressful in the fact that one of the dancers for my talent number ended up getting a DWI on Wednesday night. So I had to redo the people in my talent number. The person that I was actually the cheerleader that I beat up was supposed to be my male dancer, and we ended up putting him in drag and doing that part, and my dresser ended up being the male person in it. So looking back, I wish that hadn't happened because we had practiced for the last 3 months the way it was supposed to be, and so it's like in one day you change the whole thing. But I think that has a lot to do with how you can show that you're a professional in this business, because things are different everywhere you go. I've been to several bars, and you don't expect the stage or the dressing room to be a certain way, and you've just got to you've got to figure out how to do it. You just got to compromise and do it. So that's what we did. But to answer your question, if I could change anything, that's probably what I would change. But as for my performances, I think I went out and gave it the best that I could do.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a great time. I really am. I came with the attitude that I would love to place in top 10, but I wanted to come and have a good time and to get the experience. I haven't been doing drag a long time, just for 4 years. I entered the Miss St. Louis pageant kind of as someone saying to me, why don't you give it a shot, see what happens? And I ended up entering it and being Miss St. Louis. So that took me to the Missouri pageant. In my first year, I ranked 12th out of 22 girls, and wasn't bad, but there was some things that could have been better. And then I went back this year and was first alternate. So I think in the course of the years that I've done it, I learned a lot over the last year, just spending time with Athena Vaucher, who was Miss Missouri last year, spending time with her. I performed at her bar a few times, and just kind of listening to people, learning on their experiences.
Out of the other contestants that are here, and there are 49 others, what sets you apart from all of those?
I don't know if there's one thing that sets me apart from my professional job. I feel I'm extremely organized. And I'm sure that they would probably maybe say that about themselves. But I think one thing that really sets me apart for me is to be organized. I have things all in crates for each night, and knowing where my dancers are, what they're doing, just keeping it all organized. That's one thing that I have to make myself feel successful in coming to a pageant.
If you were a judge in this contest, who do you think deserves to win this pageant?
I don't believe I can answer that. I've seen a lot of talent. I've had a great time getting to know people. I pretty well came here knowing Athena and Sasha. That was about it. And I've really went out of my way to get to know people. And I can't answer that. I can't tell you who I think would be the best person to win.
We can't either.
How about I say me?
We're hoping you can help us out a little bit.
Help us out there.
Sorry.
Now the interviews are almost over. We're going to be time short.
We need some help down here.
Are you in a relationship, or are you single?
I am in a relationship. I actually was in an 8-year relationship that ended a few months ago, and have actually started a new relationship with someone who actually came down last night. He was supposed to come down today, and when I told him what category I was in and I would be doing all my talent before he got here, after he got off work yesterday, he drove down so he got in at 12:30, which was contestant 31 on stage, and I went on after that. He surprised me that he came down because he goes, I just wanted to see you and to be there to support you. So he's a great guy, really.
Do you
Very
feel
happy.
that in a new relationship he will be supportive if you win Miss Gay America?
I believe so. He's very supportive. I met him doing a show. He loves drag. He comes to every show. He's there to carry everything and so forth. But he's very supportive, and I feel since he drove down last night, decided to make that decision to come down at 12 o'clock midnight, that he's going to be very supportive in whatever I do.
That was our signal for time. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you'd like to tell us or ask us before we're finished here?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I just want to say I think this is a great experience. Whether I am in the top 10 or wherever I rank, I feel the way it's been organized, from what I've heard in the past and the way it's been organized this year, I think that the American system has turned around, and I'm very proud to be part of it. And if it doesn't succeed this year, I'll be back.
Good. Good.
That's
Thank you very much.
welcome.
Uh-oh, you better get out here, Steve,
Okay.
before she,
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vicky's getting grabby at the
Thanks.
very end here.
Nice to meet you.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you later on.
Okay, bye-bye. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hi, Robert, I'm Steve.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
Vicky.
Very nice to meet you, Vicky.
Hi, I'm Larry.
Hi, Larry.
Hi, Robert. I'm Spencer.
Hi, nice to
Nice to
meet
meet
you.
you.
I also perform in the illusion of Kitty-Mame Dietrich. I'm from Allentown, Pennsylvania, which is about an hour north of Philly, if you don't know where that's located. I'm a graduate of Moravian College in Bethlehem, which is a nearby city to where I live, with a degree in business management and a minor in German. And I am currently working for The Gap Incorporated as a store manager in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. And I've been working for them for the past 7 years.
Watch the microphone there and just relax, have a seat.
Okay.
Give us a little bio of yourself and then we'll go from there.
Just did.
I pretty much did.
Where you're working and so forth.
I've been working for The Gap for 7 years. I enjoyed the company very much. I started as a part-timer when I was in college and continued with that because I was pursuing the degree in business management. I felt that it was a comfortable atmosphere, and it allows me to pursue my second passion of being a female illusionist because it gives me a nice flexible schedule to work with.
How long have you been, I'm sorry, how long have you been doing female illusion?
7 years now.
As a store manager, how's this going to affect your travels if you want to become Miss Gay America?
I'm lucky that if I would become Miss Gay America, like I said, it gives me a very flexible schedule. I can take my personal time accrues that if I don't use it for me personally as vacation time or sick time, it all adds up, and then I have a nice little nest egg that I can use whenever I need to use it. And I'm lucky that we have a district in which I work, that there's a number of stores close by, so we can borrow managers. And in fact, we had to do that this week so that I could be here.
Thank you.
Having all of your onstage categories behind you and looking back at it today, is there anything that you would go back and change?
I felt that I brought the best package that I could, and I feel that I was confident in everything that I did. So there might be minor details that I would change. Unfortunately, I had a leg injury earlier in the week, so I was glad that I had staved off talent until last night. But my leg was still a little shaky last night, so in that aspect, maybe not working myself as hard as to create injury, but other than that, I felt pretty comfortable with my package.
Tell me about your evening gown. I thought it was very unusual and very classic. Your evening gown.
My evening gown?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tell me what came about, how did you choose that particular gown?
I chose that gown because, well, number one, since I have green eyes, that color just stood out to me when I saw it, and I wanted the lime green gown. Also, I was told at Pennsylvania that they wanted to see me in a sleeveless gown, and I was always told that America wanted to see sleeve gowns, and they wanted to see you fully covered, no matter how muscular or non-muscular wear in your upper body. So I always went with a sleeved gown, so I was surprised to hear that, and I was actually excited to be able to pick out a gown that was sleeveless. I thought the collar was just something a little different. I'd never done a gown with a collar before, so I pulled that out, and I was really very satisfied with what I got.
If you had one word to describe yourself, what would that word be and why?
Dedicated. Because I obviously have been with The Gap for 7 years. If I enjoy what I do and I enjoy what I am doing, I will stick with it, and I will be there, and I will do what I need to do. Also, I had the unfortunate incident of my promoters backing out on me 1 week to the day before I was supposed to leave for this contest. And I was dedicated. I have been dedicated to the contest of Miss Pennsylvania for the last 5 years to win that title, and I wasn't going to see it all get washed away because of that, and I dedicated myself and put my spirit to the test, and I got myself here, and I put together a package and made sure that I fulfilled my responsibilities.
Why would your promoters back out at the last time?
Unfortunately, they had some problems with their business. They also owned a bar and nightclub at which Miss Pennsylvania was held, and they had to declare bankruptcy. They didn't plan very well. They were promoters for 2 other preliminaries to the Miss Gay America contest, and at the last minute, they decided that they couldn't swing it. And unfortunately, they weren't honest with us up front to even give us the heads up and dropped the bombshell on us.
What doesn't, kill you makes you stronger.
Exactly, exactly, and it helps you in the planning for the next time.
Just don't ask what can happen next.
Right. Never count on anyone but yourself.
How'd you select your talent? Is this the first time you've done that talent, or?
I actually used that talent at Miss Pennsylvania last year. I selected it because, well, number one, finances came into play. I had a different talent planned, and then unfortunately, because of what I was counting on from my promoters with regarding the hotel room accommodations and the truck to bring all the stuff down here, that fell through, so that was coming out of my pocket then, so I had to kind of reevaluate and go to what I already had, what was simple and didn't require a lot of excess.
So whoever wins this year will certainly have overcome some sort of adversity, because everybody's had some kind,
Yes.
to get through, which will even make it just sweeter,
Mhm.
At
Absolutely.
the end of the weekend.
But you are having fun, I hope.
Absolutely. I'm having a great time this week.
Did you know a lot of these people before you got here, other contestants?
A few of them. I'm lucky enough to live in an area where my promoter is also promoted for Keystone and Keystone and Mid-Atlantic. So I knew all those girls coming into it. There were a few that I had met when I was down here 2 years ago. But it's nice to see a lot of the new faces too. But then also the Maryland girls too. They're close by and usually highly involved with the Pennsylvania system too, so I know them as well.
What's your family think about you doing a female impersonation?
I'm really lucky to have a very supportive family. I've lived with my family all my life. We're a very close-knit family, so we have 3 generations living in the same household right now. I still live with my grandmother, who's 93 years old. And she's a little bit different to deal with because she knows and she comments, but it's not highly discussed. My parents, my father's a lawyer, my mother's his paralegal, and they're very open to it. My whole family, my sister, they come out to shows, they enjoy it, they make comments. My dad says, "Wow, he really does look good like that." Yeah, my mom and I share shoe strategies and shopping selections, so it's really a lot of fun, and they're very supportive of me.
You're lucky.
Yes, I am.
How did you come up with your name?
I came up with my name because I was always told that your drag name should be the name of your first pet. So the name of my first pet was Miss Kitty. So I took my first name from that. I am a huge fan of the musical Mame, so that's where I took my hyphenated second name. And then the last name Dietrich came from a friend of mine in college who my friend described me to his friend as having Marlene Dietrich eyebrows. And he came back up to me and told me that and said, "You're the one with the Marlene Dietrich eyebrows?" I said, "Yes, I am," so that's where I got my last name.
That signals that we're a minute before we're finished. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you might want to tell us or ask us, something you might want to leave us with?
There's one question that I'm always curious about of the judges, and that is, I know we got your brief bios the other day when you all sat down with us, but what was each of your ultimate decision as to why you wanted to decide to judge Miss Gay America this year? I'm always curious to know why judges want to judge.
I'll start first real quickly. We don't have a lot of time, and I'll be glad to talk to you about it later after it's over with. I've been associated with a system since the early 70s, off and on throughout the year. I've never been an entertainer, but I believe in the system. I believe in the American system. I believe in the symbol of excellence. I believe in what it stands for. And personally knowing Larry and Terry, with their desire to want to continue it on, it's not, like I did in the interview, the documentary, it's not just about being an entertainer. There's also administrative duties. It's a complete package. I'm sorry, you can talk to the rest of us later
Sure.
about it, but I think you'll find that we all have a similar appeal and one that we're be glad to talk to you later after.
Absolutely.
the final night.
Thank you all very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
It was a pleasure meeting all of you.
Nice to meet you.
Enjoyed it.
Wish you luck. We'll see you later on.
Thank you
all
very
right?
much.
Take
Have a
care.
nice evening.
All right, bye-bye.